Hello everyone. Now we're in November. We have awesome programs lined up and even for holiday recipes. So please stay with us till the end of today's webinar. Back to today's meaningful conversations. Hi, my name is Sylvia Fine. I'm the president of NAWMBA Seattle. Feeling down during this pandemic? No problem. We understand. NAWMBA Seattle is hosting a webinar, Find Joy in the Journey with Lien Ngu. Lien has found ways that help her get through rough and dark days. She's sharing her experience, so no more suffering through this pandemic alone. You can ride this wave of ease and come out living happier, healthier, and more joyful. Let's get started.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I know your time is very valuable, so I really appreciate you being here and learning how to be joyful, and then finding joy into the journey. So I'll be sharing with you how you could do that today. And before I get started, I just want to share who I am, just in case some of you don't know who I am. My name is Lien Ngu, and I am a mother of 3. I have a 4-year-old, 2 twins. They're 1 year old, and an awesome husband. And my life right now consists of, walking to the park with the family, connecting with my clients, and working on my passion, which I'm going to share with you today. So, before this, I was in corporate world, working in finance and accounting for over 10 years. And it's something that, your life, you work hard and then you follow the status quo. Everyone is doing it and you're doing the same thing. But I realized that's not the path I want to go. And then that's something that I'm not truly happy with. And then that's why I decided to be doing part-time real estate with my husband and then working my passion, which is to be a spiritual speaker. And I'm living my dream right now. So it's really awesome. And before I didn't have this, but I discovered the power of joy, how joy can actually help your life so significantly, from your health to, reaching your dreams, and just enjoy life, because why suffer when you can enjoy life right now? So before I get started, I want to talk to you about so what is this talk all about? Well, today I'll be sharing you what can you do right now? How can you be happy right now? Because happiness is just not a nice feeling. It's a critical ingredient for you to live a fulfilling, meaningful, and healthy life. And it's a skill that all of us can learn and improve and practice, and then we could turn up our happiness level. And before I get started, I want to share with you a story about a beggar. And he, been on this box and then been sitting on there for over 30 years and asking a stranger, say, hey, do you have spare some change? And then one of the strangers says, I don't have any change for you, but what are you sitting on? And then the beggar said, I don't know. I've been sitting on for over 30 years. And the stranger said, well, let's take a look. So the beggar and the stranger pry open the box, and lo and behold, they found gold inside the box. He'd been sitting on a box that have gold this whole time, and he never knew that there's gold inside. So today, I'm the stranger that doesn't have anything to offer you, but to remind you there's gold inside their box. So happiness is an inside job. For those that didn't find their true wealth, which is pure joy and peace, even if they have all the materials in the world, some people are still not happy. We're always looking outside ourselves to be happy. They're looking for fulfillment in love, validation, attainment, security, looking for some recognition, a position, some kind of material things like a car, a house, everything outside themselves, but not inside. Look at an example of the pandemic about 6 months ago. Before, we cannot, with the pandemic, with all the money you have, you can't go to a restaurant, you can't travel, you can't do all the things. But the only thing you could do is find happiness within your own home. So you have the treasure inside you all along. You don't have to look anywhere else besides inside you. And today, I'm not going to share with you anything new. I'm here to remind you what you already have and you might have forgotten. So what is happiness? Most people say, I'll be happy when I have that car, when I have the house, when I get the promotion, when I get the spouse or the kids, or when my kids get out of school or finish school and then I can retire, right? The happiness when, and they're not happy now. And then sometimes people say, well, I'm happy when some kind of pleasure, like I am happy when I go on vacation, when I have that chocolate cake or spend time with my family. All those things are pleasure. Pleasure is always derived from something outside you, whereas joy arises from within. And I love what Sean Anker says about happiness. What's his definition? Is happiness is the joy you feel striving toward your potential. So, for example, Beyonce, she's writing a song, and then she is so into writing the song that she forgot to. Hi, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. And then that's the same thing as me. The other day, I was writing this talk, and I totally forgot to eat that evening. And the next morning, I was starving. I was like, because I was so into what I'm doing, but I feel the joy of it. And then, like Jack Canfield, another example is that he was writing his book, and he totally forgot what time it is. And when he looked up, it's already morning. So it's the joy you feel striving toward your potential. And what is the joy? Is the state of happiness, which is not based outside your circumstances. So it's not something outside you, it's within yourself. And then why do people are not happy? It's because there's a gap between the expectation and your reality. It's not life that causes you suffering. Oops. It's not life that causes suffering, but our expectation in life should be the way it is. So for example, a janitor, he's working at an office, and then he's like, oh man, I can't believe, I'm like at the lowest, at the totem pole. All my friends have a better job than me, and it's not fun working here, right? So he's very upset or not very happy at his position. But another janitor, he is working and he's really happy because he have a job, he can provide for his family, and his friends in Africa, they're making less than him, but he's so happy that he can make more so he could share some of his income to his family back home. So it's the same situation, but two different perspective and results, and then their experiences with it is how you perceive your life is at that moment in time. And I love what Tony Robbins said, trade your expectation for appreciation and the world change in an instant. It is super, super powerful of how your mind can switch from where you are. And then when you switch to appreciation, your feelings change in an instant. He have a story of when he was going to India one day to meet this guru over there. And then when he got on the plane, he's like, I hope there's internet. But on the plane, they said, sorry, there's no internet. So he was so upset. And then as soon as he arrived in India, he looked at his phone and then just checking on his employees if everyone is doing what they're supposed to do, because Tony Robbins, as you know, he's a very high achiever, so he expects a lot. But how can anyone reach up to par where he's at, right? So his expectation for his employees is totally different than and then what they deliver is totally different from what he wanted from them. So when he went to the guru, and then he speak over 100,000 people, and then afterwards he asked the guru, what is the secret to happiness? And then the guru says, anything less of happiness, you are suffering. He's like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, but if you are not happy, you're suffering, even though you have all the wealth And he's like, okay. And then he's like, that's a very good point. And when he went back to the US, and then again on the flight, he was like, I hope there's internet. And then the flight attendant said, sorry, there's no internet this time. And he was upset again. He was like, oh man, I can't believe there's no internet. He's getting upset. And then as he sit there, he remembered what the guru says, anything less of happiness, you are suffering. So he took out his book and said, hey, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride instead of being upset, because there's nothing you can do to control it. If there's something outside you that you cannot control, what's the point of being upset about it? So he just relaxed, enjoy his cocktail or read his book. And then when he gets to his destination, then he just check on whatever he needs to do. So it's two different situations. A same situation, but two different perspective again, because the way he look at it is that he is not upset of what the outside circumstances are. And then he's happy along on the journey of going home instead of being upset. And the Dalai Lama says, whether we are feeling happy or unhappy at any given moment often has very little to do with our absolute conditions, but rather is a function of how we perceive our situation, how satisfied we are with what we have. So the key point here is how we perceive our situation. And it's all in the mind. Your mind creates everything. Every thought you think is sending out some kind of vibration, and your mind creates emotions. So our mind is like our internet. Everything you see in the world starts with our thought. Like, I want to be a real estate agent. And then I go get my license and I try to align with the people that help me get clients, or so I can learn to do real estate, and then work on converting the clients into selling home, right? So everything starts with your mind. And then when your thoughts and then when you have thoughts, then it starts sending a signal out to the universe what you want, and then they will help you align with the things you need to do to get where you want to go. So whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This by Napoleon Hill. Everyone knows this famous quote. So the key thing here is believe. So even though you thought it, but if you don't believe it, you're not gonna get it. So you have to believe. So how do you change the belief, right? So first, your belief will create some kind of feelings, and your feelings will give you some inspired action, and then you have the inspired action and you get some kind of results, and then the results give you that belief that you actually did it. So it's a cycle that never ends. So how do you change that belief? When you change your belief, you change your mind. So belief is a thought you keep thinking. A belief is a thought you keep thinking. So if you think positive thoughts, you see positive things. Albert Einstein says, there are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. So do you see that life is really good, or do you see that everything is really bad in the world? So this is the two lens you see in the world. How you see your life is what you will get. So what you focus on expands. So have you ever you want to buy a Toyota, and then suddenly you see Toyotas everywhere? Because whatever you focus on, it expands. And so instead of focusing on the negative things in the world, try to focus on the positive things. For example, like the pandemic. It's not, great. It's not the best thing in the world right now for all of us, but we can look at the positive aspects of it instead of the negative. Like, we get to work at home. We can spend more time with our kids and our family, and we can save more money because we don't have to spend more on going out and eat and going to do our nails or cutting our hair. Some people actually cut their hairs at home now, so you save a lot of money. And then the economy, I mean, when everything shut down, it was kind of scary for our family because we do real estate and we don't know if we're able to sell real estate, or people might be not able to, or they don't want to go out and look at homes, or they're scared, the economy, they don't know where it's going to go, the uncertainties. But we look at it, hey, a lot of people's not going to do real estate because they're going to be home. So that means there's going to be more market share for us. So we work hard in capturing the market share that people do want to see homes and they do need to find a place to live. So we help them. And then we're actually striving in the real estate market right now. And then for the elections, I know everyone, in the past week, it's been bumpy roller coaster for everyone, emotional roller coaster, but we finally find a potential new president. But before that, a lot of people have some anxiety, election anxiety. I even have some election anxiety too, and I'm trying to practice being joyful and calm at the same time. And then I'm going to share with you the tools I use to help me get through this, because whatever happened in the White House, there's nothing we can do about it. The only thing we do is vote, and then just let whatever happens. I mean, of course, you do the best you can, vote, and then if you are passionate about it, then influence other people about it. But that's all you can do, and then there's nothing you can do about changing the results. So just let it go. Instead of focus on whatever is happening in the White House, just focus on what's happening in your house. And I know everyone's not perfect, so just look at the positive aspects of other people instead of the negative, because everyone have some kind of flaws, but if everyone just focuses on the positive aspects of others, then we'll see more of that shine through, and then people will appreciate that more, and you have a better relationships with your friends and family. And everything is momentum. And then what you focus on expands, but have you ever thought of something and then you start getting angry at that person that you thought about, and then you have a spiral of some kind of anger or rage or resentment or something like that? Well, that's because there's momentum in that thought, and you keep thinking that thought and replaying the situation. For example, someone mistreated you and then you got angry, and then it's keeping going a downhill cycle. For example, if you were to be on top of a hill and then you put your car in neutral, and then you nudge it for a little bit to the right, and then it starts going downhill, and then you just go into the front and just stop it right there. So it stops, right? But what if you nudge it and then it starts going all the way down to the bottom of the hill? Do you think so you can stop it? Probably not. You have to wait till it slows down, and that's the only way you can stop it. So same thing with your emotion. If you have a negative thought, if you catch it, then you can stop it before it becomes more, you have more emotions with it, attach some emotions with it. And then the reason why I talk about the emotions or your thoughts creates your emotions, because what you feel, you attract. So whenever I'm feeling good, I'm attracting good. Your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions attracts what you want. So have you ever had a great day, and then suddenly you're running all the green lights, and you have the front row parking space, and then you went to go Starbucks, they made it exactly what you want, and you went to your work, and then all your coworker is working on the project, and then everyone is in line and then working towards some big goals, and everything is going smoothly. But what if you have a bad day and suddenly you have oh my God, one of your family member is sick, and then when you go to work, your coworker didn't finish their end of the stick, and then coffee spill all over you. You're like, what the heck? And then you can never find the front row parking space that you used to have, right? Because when it rains, it pours. So everything is momentum. When it's good, then everything is good. But when it's bad, everything is bad. So what you feel, you attract. And it's very important that you care about how you feel. And that's the law of attraction. The law of attraction says you attract into your life whatever you put your focus, energy, and attention to, whether you like it or not. Like attract like. And with that momentum that I was talking to you about, whenever you're happy, everything lines up for you. So instead of getting linear results, you gain exponential results. And I know some people are like, okay, this sounds good, but is it really true? There's some scientific proof to that. There's a guy named Sean Anker. He's a professor at Harvard, and he teaches Happiness 101. It's actually more popular than all the economics class in Harvard, because people want to learn how to be happy, right? And then he says that we have been told that if we work hard enough, we will be successful and will become happy. It's actually the opposite. You have to be happy first, and then you'll be successful. When you are happy, when our mindset and mood are positive, oh, what happened? Oh. What happened? Oh, sorry, my screen share. So when our mindset and mood are positive, we are smarter, more motivated, and thus we're more successful. So when we're happy and our mood is positive, we're actually more smarter and we're motivated and we're more successful. But when we are not, then we're not more motivated. And then I don't want to say we're not smarter, but we're not very creative, and we're not that successful as when we're happy. So he actually does study. He says, okay, if this is true, let me do some studies and see if it's actually true. So he put some doctors, he does study some doctors, and then he puts some positive mood in before he makes some diagnose. It shows that they are 3 times more intelligent and creative, and then they're 19% more accurate in their diagnose. That's pretty powerful. And then for salespeople out there, if you are more optimistic, you actually outperform your counterparts by 56%. So there's lots of study in this I can share with you later. And then for those people that is a student or you're studying for exam, if you prime yourself to be happy before you take the exam, you outperform your peers. I wish I knew this when I was in college so I could do this, or before I take my real estate exam. So if you're working on some big project or something, try to be more positive or have some happiness mood. Like, your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what's in your mind. So you could just like look at a video of your vacations or some funny videos, and then just have some positive mood before you do that work. And then you'll be more successful and more creative. So it turns out that our brain are literally hardwired to perform at their best, not when they are negative or neutral, but when they are positive. So our brain is literally hardwired to perform at their best, not when they're neutral or negative, but positive. So it's in our best interest to be positive. And happiness is the key to success. Success is not the key to happiness. When you love what you are doing, you will be successful. So the key to success is happiness. Isn't that something? And not only will you be successful when you're happy, it's actually improves your health and it affects your health, especially during this pandemic. So it's very important for us to be happy. Our mind is the primary cause of illness on the planet because it creates our emotions of happy, sadness, or stress. And stress is the leading cause of illness. And I'll share with you one of the tools I use to reduce my stress. It's very powerful. And our perception controls our biology. How we see the world controls our biology. If you change your perception, you change your biology. If someone tells you you have a disease and you believe it, you actually create the disease. There was this guy that had cancer for over 15 years. He did not know that. And then they diagnosed him. And after he found out, 10 months later, he passed away because he did not know he had the disease until the doctor said so, and he believed it, and then he passed away. So, and after he passed away, they found records that he did have that cancer inside him before he even passed away. And everyone knows about this placebo effect, right? When you have a very positive thought, like you have a sugar pill, like what's that? Anyways, a sugar pill, and you believe it's the medicine that will heal you, then you believe it. That pill did not heal you. It's just your thought. So sometimes people need some things outside themselves to believe that they are better, but you can actually control it yourself by believing that you'll be healthy and happier. So positive thinking can heal you, and negative thinking can kill you. So it's very important. The belief is part of the medicine. And then I keep saying this to everyone all the time, is your mindset is very powerful. You can change your life if you just change your mind into thinking more positive. And so how do you be in a state of joy? So first, you have to start the morning right. I know a lot of people say, oh, I have no time to like do some morning ritual or anything like that, but you can't afford not to, because as you can see that happiness or positive mood or positive mindset, actually you get exponential results in everything you do, and you live a more joyful life, right? So Abraham says, if you had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. That means priming yourself, working on yourself to be better. And the thing I do in the morning is, the first thing I do is I meditate, and then I write my journal. You could just do appreciation if you want. That's pretty good enough. But I took another step. I do appreciation. I set my intention for the day, and then I delegate what I want. Okay. And then that's my morning. So I set the morning straight to a positive start. And then throughout the day, try to be present most of the time. I know you can't all the time because you're thinking about the future or planning or whatever it is, but try to be present most of the time and care about how you feel. Your feelings actually dictates how your thoughts are, because remember what I say, your thoughts creates your emotion. And then if you just notice what you're feeling, then you know that unconsciously your thoughts are not right or good. So meditation. This is one study that has been in the news and in the media for some time now. It's in mainstream now. It's not only the guru or the Zen Buddhists go meditate. Okay, it's very powerful to meditate because it helps you not only for your health but your well-being. It's like for everything. So you are more positive when you meditate because everything calms down. You have no chaotic things, the monkey mind in your head all the time. And studies have shown that when you meditate, you're 10% more happier. So that's pretty powerful. And if you don't have 10 minutes, okay, try to meditate at least 10 minutes a day. If you don't, then you need to meditate at least an hour, okay? So at least try to do 10 minutes. And then when you meditate, you're more creative, because when all the dust falls down, all your minds start calming down, you see more clearly what actions or creativities that you could do for your project or whatever you're planning to do for the day or whatever you're trying to figure out. And then when you are priming yourself to be in a state of peace, you will be you'll be attracting better things in your life as well too. And then meditation will help you reduce your stress, your blood pressure, and you sleep better. You improve your focus, your memory, creativities, and the list goes on with so many benefits of meditation. I've been pushing this for a long time, so I hope people will try to research what's the best meditation for them. There's gazillions of meditations out there. I could share with you what I do. Maybe I'll share with you right now if you're interested. It's Kriya and Sahaj. It's from the Art of Living organizations. That's where I learned it from. But there's TM. There's so many other meditations that you can do that you are inclined, that it matches your personality, and then it helps you with your peace and mind. Okay, so but you could contact me later if you want to learn more what I do, and I can share you information about my meditation practice. And after I do my meditation, that's when everything calms down and I have more clear visions of what I could do, and then I could totally be in the present and really appreciate everything I have. So the first thing I write down is my appreciation, right? And then appreciate the things you have, not what you don't have. Because most people's like, oh man, I wish I had this. I wish I had that car. I wish I have a better house. I wish I have a better job, right? So why don't you focus on, oh, I do have a job. At least I can pay my bills. And I do have a car. I do have a house that keep me warm. And then some people are not happy because they are not where they want to be. Because like, oh my God, I'm 40 years old. I'm not married yet. I don't have any kids. I was like, how far have you come? Like you graduate from college, you have a good job, you have a good family, you have your health. So appreciate the things you have. So when gratitude becomes an essential foundation in our lives, miracles starts to appear everywhere. It's so true. I have so many examples of how, like for me, I wanted another kid, right? And then guess what happened? I have two. It's a double miracle. I never asked for it, but miracle just happens everywhere. So it's a blessing blessing in disguise. So you just never know. When you live in a state of appreciation and gratitude, things in your life just appear and you never even ask for it and it just comes. And then I write my intention. Most people think, okay, I'll be happy when I do the things I have to do. You work on your project and then you have it and then you become that, right? For example, I want to be a spiritual speaker. I have to work on my talk and I do the speeches. Then I will have the positions of the spiritual speaker and I can be it. No, I have to be the person I want to become first. So be the speaker. And then I do the talk, and then I will have what I want is to impact other people's lives. So focus on my intention. So my intentions most of the time is to be vibrant, courageous, and joy. So every day I write my intentions of where I want to be for that day. And then I delegate what I want in the future for whatever it is, okay? So I write my delegations. You can have everything you want in life, okay? And then if you just ask, I know it sounds simple, but you just ask and you will get it. So for example, you're the CEO and you have a VP that's working right under you and you tell him what to do. He's getting paid $500,000 for it. Whatever you ask, you will get. You ask him, hey, go get me sugar-free cinnamon soy latte, okay? This is what I want. And then most people ask, and then they said, okay, CEO, go get it. And then you go and knock on the door, make sure he went to that Starbucks, that he said soy or not regular milk, And when people ask, like, hey, I want that car, it's like, where's my car? Why isn't that coming yet? Like, you ask and you just let it go and let the divine, let the universe do their job. And then once you do that, they will work on it. But if you're so attached to the results, then you will never get it. So delegate, but not attached to the results. Okay, so this is so important. I don't know how to explain it. You just ask and then just let it go. And then whatever these results is, it will just come. Like I asked for a kid, instead of being so attached to just one, I end up getting two. And then you write or something better. So here's an example of how I write my AID, appreciate, intentions, delegation. Okay, if you could take a picture of this and buy a notebook and just do this every day, see how your life would change, okay? And then this is how I manifested so many things in my life. So today, and you write, today I appreciate, and all the things you appreciate, at least 3, okay? And then you write, today I'm committed to being and feeling, whatever it is. I would say vibrant, courageous, joy, be in the flow, and be impactful, whatever it is for today. And then today, I thank my divine team. So my divine team, you could choose anyone in your divine team. You could choose God, Jesus, whoever you believe in, or your ancestor, your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, or anyone that that is in your circle. And then my divine team is Guan Yin, Buddha Mila, that's the happy Buddha, Qigong, God, all the Buddhas, all the saints, my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa in advance. So I just put divine team, but they all know who I am in advance for assisting me with to be a great spiritual speaker. And then I put or something better, because sometimes you never know what you ask for. Our human mind think this is what I want, but the divine knows what's best for you. For example, I want one of my favorite cars is a hardtop convertible Lexus. I always want that, but instead of getting that car, the divine knows I'm gonna have a kid soon. This is before Caitlin was born, and then when she's born, instead of getting that car, they gave me a Lexus, the Lexus 350 RX 350 is the SUV. So I get the Lexus, and I get my daughter, and then she gets to ride in the car, because if I want the hardtop convertible, you can't really put your baby in there. So they know what's best for you. So you put or something better. And at the end, right, thank you, divine team, for orchestrating this for me. So that's how I start my day. And then try to be present most of the time. I say be present, but everything I say here is absolute, but there's relativity, right? So is there ever a time where you are in paradise, like you're on vacation and you're so happy, or you look at your daughter or your son and you're like, wow, what a, like, so beautiful, just have this pure joy. And then after a second, I was like, oh my God, I hope nothing happens to her. Don't take her away from me. You know, you start worrying, all this other stuff. This is yes, but, right? And our minds start coming in. So the problems we have is actually mind-made, and they need time to survive. It cannot survive in the present. If you're literally in the present moment, there is no problem in the world. For example, even though there's like emergency, like, you know, a real emergency, there's a baby, for example, there's a baby in front of a car, and then you go in there and swoop the baby right away and in the street to make sure it's safe, right? Was there a problem in that moment? There is, but at that moment, there's no problem. You're just like, oh, what I need to do, I just need to take care of that baby, make sure that baby is not gonna be hurt, right? In Chinese, they call it Wu Wei, means you tap into your true nature. You're in this present moment and you tap into your divine self, and then you do what's like right and what's the best and what is your true nature. So when you're in ER situations, the mind stops. That means your mind is not thinking. You are not your mind. You become present in the now, and something infinitely more powerful takes over you. You see, people could do heroic thing when there's like emergency situations, and they wonder how they ever even done it, because they have tapped into their true nature. And when you tap into your true nature, the endless possibilities for you. And when you are present, you make clear and incisive actions, and it will become more effective. So this is like emergency situation. Imagine you do this every day. You're present most of the time. You see your results of your work is going to be more effective, and you take care of your family better. It's going to be so different than you always on the go, and you forget what's happening in front of you right now. Because as you know, the past is already gone. 2 seconds ago is already gone. The future is not here yet, and all we have is right now. So if you just focus on the details surrounding you. So for example, I was, writing my speech, and then I was noticing like the room, how warm it is. And then I have my cup of coffee, and I have this laptop in front of me, and I notice my breath is calm. So I'm like so present in the moment, and I'm just feeling so joyful to work on my talk. So when you're present, it's like there's no problem in the world. You just be, and it's just isness. It's just now, and you accept everything there is. So if you ever like look at sunset, and then you notice how beautiful it is, and you just like be present in that moment, you don't say, "Oh wait, if that sun is just moved just a little bit to the right, it'd be beautiful." No, you just accept for what it is, whatever it is in front of you. You just accept it. And another thing, how you could be present is if you can't focus anywhere else, just concentrate on your breath. Just slow down and just concentrate your breath in and out. And then slowly your mind will be zooming back to the present moment. And all this I learned from none other than Eckhart Tolle. Oh, I love his book called The Power of Now. He says that realize deeply that the present moment is all you have. Make now the primary focus of your life. And throughout the day, remember to care about what you think and how you feel. So focus on what you want instead of the absence of it. Oh, I want that car. Don't think, oh, I want that car, but I don't have it. If you just put the but, then it's not going to work. So just focus how excited you're going to have it in the future, or just focus on the things you want instead of not what you don't want. And then notice your emotions. Your emotions is your guidance system. If you're feeling love, then that's the highest vibration. That's the best. Like, you feel you have all the love from your family, your friends, or you love the world. You love your spouse. You love your neighbors, right? But and then the lowest emotions is depression. Like you don't think life is not good, and it's doom and gloom, and it's like the lowest vibration. So if you feel that, there's a lot of work for you to do. And just go back to what I said. Notice the thoughts. Is it negative or positive? If it's negative, then stop it before it become too hard to stop, like the bottom of the hill. And then if you cannot stop it, then just go take a nap. That's the best thing to do, because when you take a nap, all the momentum subside, and then tomorrow when you wake up, you have a fresh new start, and then you could choose a different thought, because what you feel you attract, which leads to your destiny, right? If this is the case, you have the power to choose what you think, how you feel, and then what will be in your life, and what directions you want your life to be. And then when you focus on your energy and you invest your time in being happy and joyful, you're not only doing something for yourself, but also the amazing gift that you're going to share with the world and then the people around you, because happiness spreads. When you're happy, can you imagine when someone walk in, you're like so happy, like, hey, what's going on? Giving everybody a high five, or you come in with all grumpy and be upset, like, oh my God, today sucks, it's raining and it's gloomy, right? So it actually spreads. You ever heard of the negative Nancy aunt? Like everyone, when she comes, everyone's like run away or repel from her. But if they have the happy uncle come in, it's like, oh, hey, uncle, how you doing? Everyone's so excited to see him, right? So happiness spreads, and people want to be around those people. And then when the uncle comes in and they become happy, and then they feel his energy, and then they will share their energy with their family and their kids. So be the person for the people to mirror, because when you are happy, people mirror your behaviors and attitudes. I mean, like, have you ever seen people smile, then you smile back at them, and if they're sad, you don't smile back at them? So it's very powerful how you are around the people around you, and it's important to care about the energy you bring into the room. So please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space, or whatever you're going into. Oprah, she have this sign in front of her office because she doesn't want any negative energy coming into her space. She's that deliberate. when she get off from a plane and she go in a taxi, she tells him to turn off the radio. She don't want any negative news coming into her mind. She is that deliberate and careful of the energy coming into her space. So if that's the case, you should care about the energy that is around you, and then what are you exuding out to the world as well. So in conclusion, so how do you be in a state of joy? The first thing you need to do in the morning is meditate, write your journal, your appreciation, and if you have more time, you can write your intentions and delegations. And then throughout the day, remember to be present, and then care about how you feel and what thoughts are you thinking about, because that's your guidance system of if it's positive or negative, because you can't have a positive life with a negative mindset. And why live a joyful life? There's so many reasons, but these are my top one. Is because the purpose of life is to be in a state of joy. Why you want to be living life grumpy and sad and mad? Because you never know what tomorrow brings, right? You might get hit by a car or something happens to you. So like the only moment you have is right now. So just be happy and be joyful. And happiness will help you become more healthy, and it attracts you to whatever you want and reach your dream faster. Remember, it will give you exponential results. And happiness is the key to success. And then when you are in a state of joy, you lift the spirit of the people around you. So not only will it help you, but it help all the people you care about and your community, and eventually the world. So with that, I hope you guys be happy, not because everything is good, but because you can see the good in everything. I know life could be tough and bumpy at times, but you have to practice being joyful and happy. And then if you can't, then of course you could always borrow one of our energy. We have class every Sunday at 6 p.m. and then you come and hear other people talk, and we have different topics. And then you could borrow our energy. And then when you are happy, there's some days that I need some positivity, then you can share with us as well. So I hope you will live a joyful and happy life, and then bring the joy everywhere you go. Thank you. And then if you have any questions, let me know. And this is my contact information. If you want to reach out to me, you have any more questions or more information about all my other talks as well. I will be giving talks throughout the year. So connect with me, and then I will share my events with you. Okay?
Thank you so much, Lien, for sharing this valuable information with us. As mentioned at the beginning of today's webinar, we have awesome holiday recipes lined up. So coming up on November 22nd, we're going to make dumplings. So mark your calendar. And also before the holiday, November the 24th, we have eggnog on flan. Super delicious recipes. Make sure to join us. See you next time. Bye-bye.